God, I know it's buffering. It's on my end, I think, and now I see the big green light. Okay, so don't know what to make of that. Welcome, beautiful people. I am so glad that you are here today. It's always a delight to have you along with me. This has become one of the best parts of my week, as a matter of fact. Ancient Wisdom for a Modern World was initially a kind of a fill-in place. Wayne McCroy and I had started Sola Scriptura at this time, and then he switched to the evening, still on his semi-weekly role. And but I decided to keep this place open just to see what happened. And I love the book of Proverbs, as you know, and I find that it is an enormous amount of wisdom that's contained therein. And so I share this with you. And again, my challenge is, if you are unfamiliar with Scripture and you would like to just kind of dig in but don't know where to start, I always recommend Proverbs is a great place to start. You can jump in. There are 31 chapters in the book of Proverbs, and there are 31 days in some months. So if you read one chapter a day for every day, and I recommend 3 months to kind of let it soak in, that repetition thing, then I think that you will find a change in your life. It is pretty remarkable. As I always say, don't listen to me. Ask Dad. Go to Dad directly. If there's anyone lacks wisdom, let him ask. So I always recommend that, so that I do not lead anyone astray, as has been pointed at me a couple of times. More than once, people said, "Hey, you're leading people astray." Like, what are you talking about? What do you think we are, a cult? Oh, wait, the poppy cult. Yeah, we established that yesterday. We're the poppy cult. Right on. I'm all in for that. So if you've been keeping up with that program, yes, I don't say we're starting a cult, but we're certainly going to try to get together and see what we can do about a congregational living situation. So we're going to try to continue doing that over the coming weeks and months and see what becomes of that. But as part of that is part of what I wanted to share with you today, just kind of personally, is that as this all continues and I look at the world around us and I see things develop, I think it would be easy, and I think many of you have felt already, the sense of frustration with those and concern for those of you who have folks around you in your relationships and in your life that are blinded to what's happening. It's a very difficult situation, and certainly very heartrending. But it's going to happen. Right, in terms of anytime there's a change in one of the people in a relationship, it does change the whole relationship dynamic. And I had a great conversation with Beth Martins about that very thing, and it's something that I'm hoping to be part of that living collective too, Heartline. Right? I don't necessarily need to be the leader of it, just a main cheerleader, right? But yeah, your relationships are gonna change just because the dynamics have changed, and so it creates a power differential, because you feel more powerful in this circumstance, right? Because you know what's going on. You're no longer going to be lied to, and so you take back some of your power. The more this goes on, the more you have power of your own. You take back your authority. Well, that changes the balance of power, and people get uncomfortable with that. And they don't know who they are anymore, and so it changes this dynamics. What to do? Right. And certainly, again, as we see what's going on around us, I think there is some people get frightened, or, I think concern is certainly there. You'd buy a Poppy Cult t-shirt, Ceiling Fan Man? Perhaps we should make them. You and I will get together on that. We'll design those shirts. Or as Rose 777 likes to say, don't get Poppy cock blocked. Yes. So, for I guess a serious moment, right? Taking a look around us, it is, I guess, would be easy to be concerned, right? Some people are afraid. They certainly want you to be afraid. I am not. And the more I see what's going on around us, the more I have become, I don't know how to say it, emboldened, if you will. That I have such trust in Dad that I recognize more and more. Right, as I gave the parable of the chef yesterday, it's not about me. It never was, and everything that has led me up to this point came on purpose. There is no waste in God's economy. Everything that you have gone through has given you some background, some foundation for where you are now. And if you let Him continue to work in your life and give Him permission, then you will see remarkable change. This is something that cannot be, I think, denied, and certainly over the last few weeks since I opened the door to folks asking me to petition Dad on their behalf. We have seen some amazing, remarkable results. And again, I just want to reiterate that I'm just a guy. It's not about me. It's about Dad. It always is, always has been, always will be. But simply trusting in him to do his thing, giving him permission to act and to move in your life creates results. It may not be the results that you'd planned for or that you imagine. Sometimes not even that you want, but it certainly are results, and it's probably the results that you need. The ceiling fan man and I had talked about this at some length. That if you trust Dad, right, and put something into his hands and say, Dad, take care of this, I cannot. He will do something. It may not be the thing that you wanted or that you expected, but it probably is the right thing because, Dad's in charge. Recently, this week, I actually had someone who, when I asked them if I could pray for them, they declined, which is, again, doesn't hurt my feelings because that's always why I ask first. I never want to do something without somebody's permission because I know it will create conflict in their life. So I have a great deal of respect for someone saying, no, I'm probably not down for that right now. So that is always why I ask. But there has been some remarkable reports and stories, notes from the field, fill me up. Almost every day now I get people that send me emails saying, hey, you remember that time? And I'm so delighted. And thank you just so much for those who have, contributed either financially or with time or Nachiketa offering to do some of the work on the on the Awakening Project with the timekeeping part. Really appreciate that. And yes, absolutely, we'll get together on that. I'm still scrambling to try to put everything together in a meaningful way for people. So, but so grateful for everyone who has become part of this community, this family. Really, I every day am so grateful for you guys. It is. I never imagined, really, truly, when I began this process, and the idea at the outset, again, as you know, was just to try to better understand the nature of what happened to us and why some people wake up, why some people don't. And I had some ideas, and I thought perhaps we could demonstrate it. Well, not only do we have, better than proof of concept and, certainly statistically valid information already, but what I wasn't prepared for, I think, was just the personal connections that I would have with people, because most of the information I get, most of the good data, comes from the way that you tell your stories, because the way that we lay down our memories is very much attached to the emotional value, the sense of why. Right, the narrative that goes along with it, because we don't record everything. We record the things that are meaningful to us, and so as we replay those and tell that story, we put kind of another layer of meaning upon it as we kind of look at it in retrospect. And so this is where I get a lot of the information. Well, what I wasn't really prepared for was the quality of people that would respond. You people are amazing, and I so love you. This is why I'm very comfortable to say yes. Would I live with these people? Absolutely, yes. I would get together with these people in a heartbeat. These are the people that I want in my life. Are they perfect? Fuck no, right? Nobody is. Well, there was that one guy, but we killed him. So, but no, for real. All of us, I think, are in a place of being beautifully broken. But I would much rather be in the foxhole with a guy that's got some scars, right, than the guy in the super clean, brand new dress blues. Right? They don't know jack shit. I want people who have been in the fire and know what it means. So I am just delighted to be coming alongside each of you. And I'm so just dumbstruck with this idea of how we come from such different backgrounds and searching for the truth. We all come up in a similar place. And so this is amazing to me, that I think that there's some value in that, some meaning in that. And that's why I'm here, right, is to try to kind of put my arms around everybody and say, rah, 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 let's do this. And so if we can come together in a meaningful way. And the more I have conversations with people, right, some people are like, oh, I don't want to feel left out. You're talking about the Southeast. And I am feeling a little nudge toward the Carolinas, the Southeast. But, I don't know that for sure. I'm just kind of where the nudge is right now. But I do think, and, we've got some friends in Finland. We've got some friends in Sweden and, across Europe. And so here's kind of where, I would like to figure out a way if as we iron out the bugs, and I'm sure there will be some, right, some stumbles along the way. But as we iron this out, I would love to, the more we kind of go along is this idea of perhaps, I hate to say franchising it, but having multiple places where, it's just a small group of people kind of getting together, working it out, that are kind of interrelated. And so we can share with each other what works, what doesn't work, and how we continue doing this, right? So that we can sort of have the poppy culture all over. So very excited about the idea and want to continue moving forward with all speed, but again, with all clarity in that direction. And again, if there's something you'd like to be a part of, go ahead and send me an email. It's always in the show notes, unintended.consequences3@gmail.com. I will probably set up some new email account. I don't know if it's the poppy cult or poppy culture or whatever. We'll figure something out. But I am very serious about this idea and trying to pursue it, at least in one location. And if we can get more, awesome. That'd be super great. So definitely looking forward to that. I'll be back this evening with Sola Scriptura, and I have to kind of work things out and make sure what's happening in terms of who we have for a guest, that sort of dealio. But in the interim, I want to read a couple of things today. Of course, we're going to do Proverbs as per usual, but I have a couple other things that I wanted to share with you as well, and kind of related to this idea of being emboldened by what I see around me. My trust in Dad has always been strong, and I have seen His power revealed remarkably in all kinds of, I don't know other way to say miracles. But certainly of late, I am not, again, fearful. I am not depressed or downtrodden, because I see, as much as I see the enemy working around us and trying everything that they can to suppress us and step on our necks, I also see Dad working with power, and all things belong to Him, and I am reminded of who He is, that He is the creator of all things, and that no one can stand against Him. He's got everything well in hand. The only thing that needs to happen is for me to come alongside that and say yes to what's happening. I don't need to be worried about what is going to happen next or my part in it. All I have to do is follow Him, and everything will be super great. So we will begin here with Proverbs 6. My son, if you have become collateral for your neighbor, if you have struck your hands in pledge for a stranger, if you are trapped by the words of your mouth, you have become ensnared by the words of your mouth. So do this now, my son, and deliver yourself, since you have come into the hand of your neighbor. Go humble yourself. Press your plea with your neighbor. Give no sleep to your eyes, no slumber to your eyelids. Free yourself like a gazelle from the hand of the hunter, like a bird from the snare of the fowler. Go to the ant, thou sluggard. Consider her ways and be wise. Which, having no chief, no overseer or ruler, provides her bread in the summer and gathers her food in the harvest. How long will you sleep, sluggard? When will you arise out of your sleep? A little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to sleep, so your poverty will come as a robber, and your scarcity as an armed man. A worthless person, a man of iniquity, is he who walks with a perverse mouth, who winks with his eyes, who signals with his feet, who motions with his fingers, in whose heart is perverseness. He devises evil continually and always sows discord. Therefore, his calamity will come suddenly. He will be broken suddenly, and that without remedy. There are 6 things the Lord hates, 7 which are an abomination to him. Arrogant eyes, a lying tongue, hands that shed innocent blood, a heart that devises wicked schemes, feet that are swift in running to mischief, a false witness who utters lies, and those who sow discord among brothers. My son, keep your father's commandment, and don't forsake your mother's teaching. Bind them continually on your heart, and tie them around your neck. When you walk, it will lead you. When you sleep, it will watch over you. When you awake, it will talk with you. For the commandment is a lamp, and the Torah is a light. Reproofs of instruction are the way of life, to keep you from the immoral woman, from the flattery of the wayward wife's tongue. Don't lust after her beauty in your heart, neither let her captivate you with her eyelids. For a prostitute reduces you to a piece of bread. The adulteress hunts for your precious life. Can a man scoop fire into his lap and his clothes not be burnt? Or can one walk on hot coals and his feet not be scorched? So is he who goes into his neighbor's wife. Whoever touches her will not be unpunished. Men, don't despise a thief if he steals to satisfy himself when he's hungry. But if he's found, he shall restore 7 times. He gives all the wealth of his house. But he who commits adultery with a woman is void of understanding. He who does it destroys his own soul. He will get wounds and dishonor. His reproach will not be wiped away. For jealousy arouses the fury of the husband. He won't spare in the day of vengeance. He won't regard any ransom, neither will he rest content, though you give many gifts. It's Proverbs chapter 6. Well, it is a bit like that. Proverbs chapter 6 is, again, great wisdom in there. One of the things that it winds up with here, right, is this idea that those who do things outside the will of Dad, those who wink with the eyes and signal with their feet, motions with their fingers, hint, hint, the secret handshakes, hidden hand, in whose heart is perverseness, and those who devise evil continually, who always sow discord, right? For example, those whose YouTube channels have no content other than to attack other people. Hint, hint. Something it says the Lord hates. But your calamity will come upon you suddenly. You'll be broken, and that without remedy. You've heard it said that God is a jealous God. And that's not the kind of jealousy that is like a malignant narcissist. No, this is someone who wants to protect those things that he loves. The description. All right, hopefully we're back. Oh, dear. All right. Looks like we're going again. Don't know what exactly happened there, but I think we're back. All right. So wanted to, so maybe just try refreshing. Sorry about that. I have no idea what caused it. I'm throwing out all kinds of bandwidth here. Don't know what happened. But here we are. So I wanted to basically just kind of go back to the end of Proverbs, where again we're left with this image of those who take from a man his wife. Right? He bumps into a kind of vengeance and fury that cannot be sated. And I find that again the relationship between myself and the Creator is well described as that of intimate partners. I know it seems a little weird with gender there, but the love is truly like that. And the way that I see the enemy working is to come after the Creator by coming after us. Right. In the same way, a jilted lover tries to, kill someone, saying, "If I can't have you, no one can." In order to hurt Dad, he's going to try to harm the things that he loves the most, and that's us. But I have been emboldened again by remembering that this is not about our battle against the enemy, or even how much more power and control the enemy has than do we. Because really the ultimate battle is between our enemy and Dad. And Dad whoops his ass every time. There's no question. So I don't have to worry about that, nor should I fear. And I am reminded that, again, Dad has got his eyes on everything. He sees all. He knows all. And this is coming to fruition. That's one reason I'm so excited to see what's going on around us. It looks like we're coming to the end. And so I went back and wanted to just kind of revisit some things from the book of Isaiah. This is, I'll do a couple of different places here, but this is Isaiah chapter 10 is where I'll begin. Listen carefully to the words here. Woe to you who make unjust laws, to those who issue oppressive decrees, to deprive the poor of their rights and withhold justice from the oppressed among my people, making widows their prey and robbing the fatherless. What will you do on the day of reckoning, when disaster comes from afar? To whom will you run for help? Where will you leave your riches? Nothing will remain but to cringe among the captives, or fall among the slain. Yet for all this his anger is not turned away. His hand is still upraised. Do you get the parallel there? Moving forward to Isaiah 14. How the oppressor has come to his end, how his fury has ended. The Lord has broken the rod of the wicked, the scepter of the rulers, which in anger struck down peoples with unceasing blows, and in fury subdued nations with relentless aggression. But now all the lands are at rest and at peace. They break into singing. Even the junipers and the cedars of Lebanon gloat over you and say, "Now that you've been laid low, no one comes to cut us down." The realm of the dead below is all astir to meet you at your coming. It rouses the spirits of the departed to greet you, all those who were leaders of the world. It makes them rise from their thrones. All those who were kings over the nations, they will all respond and say to you, "You also have become weak as we are. You've become like us. All your pomp has been brought down to the grave, along with the noise of your harps. Maggots are spread out beneath you, and worms cover you. How you have fallen from heaven, morning star, son of the dawn. You've been cast down to the earth. You who once laid low the nations, you said in your heart, I will ascend to the heavens. I will raise my throne above the stars of God. I will sit enthroned on the mount of assembly, on the utmost heights of Mount Zaphron, and I will ascend above the tops of the clouds. I will make myself like the Most High. But you are brought down to the realm of the dead, to the depths of the pit. Those who see you stare at you. They ponder your fate. Is this the one who shook the earth and made kingdoms tremble? The one who made the world a wilderness, who overthrew its cities and would not let its captives go home? All the kings of the nations lie in state, each in his own tomb. But you're cast out of your tomb like a rejected branch. You're covered with the slain, with those pierced by the sword, those who descend to the stones of the pit. Like a corpse trampled underfoot, you'll not join them in burial, for you have destroyed your land and killed your people. This is the plan determined for the whole world. This is the hand stretched out over all nations. For the Lord God Almighty has purposed, and who can thwart him? His hand is stretched out, and who can turn it back? Again from Isaiah. So, see, I'm not worried. I have no fear in what the enemy or his minions can do. They are deceived. Can I do anything in return? Can I fight back? I suppose I'll put it this way. I will retaliate in love, by spreading love to as many people as I can, wherever I go, until I'm no longer allowed. And when it's done, don't threaten me with a good time. So, I encourage each of you, spend time each day in direct communication with your Creator. All the answers you need, He's got for you. All the strength, all the courage, and all the things, right? He said, don't worry about what you're going to eat or what you're going to wear. I know you have need for these things. Got you covered, right? Seek first the kingdom of God, and all these things will be added to you. No problem. I am not Pollyanna enough to think that it's going to be easy or a cakewalk, but I do know how the story ends. And I trust Dad, and I know that He's good. So, in the interim, it is simply my goal to follow Dad as closely as I can. And right now, that seems to include trying to find a group of people who are interested in and have desire to shake off the false authority that's been placed upon us and simply live. Sure, they're going to take it away at some point. I expect it. But until they do, I would prefer that to what I'm doing now. I mean, other than spending time with you, I want to do more of that, right? But making things get louder for a living? I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to come back this evening. I have something I'd like to share this evening. I don't know if I can find it. I saw something on social media this morning, from somebody I like, but they often have a lot of questions about the nature of Dad, and even whether Dad exists, or if that person is good, if they are they good? And so they showed this, the Epicurean paradox, and I'll try to find this for you here, so that you can see what this is all about, and then I will. All right, so I don't know if you can see this, but evil exists, and then God is not all powerful. Can God prevent evil? If he does, blah, blah, blah. Ultimately, you get down here. Could God have created a universe without evil? Could he have created a universe with free will but without evil? So if yes, he could, but he didn't, then he's not good. If he can't, then he's not all powerful. And you see, you kind of get into that little loop. If God is all powerful, can he create a rock too big for him to lift? It's kind of that. It's a thought experiment, but it frankly ignores the truth that Dad is good, and also assumes that you know all the information here, right? So if it assumes that you have all this information to make these decisions, and you don't, frankly, and it takes part of the story and ignores the rest of it. So we will... We'll take a closer look at that this evening. So, with that, I think I will put a wrap on it today. I'll let you know what's coming up at 5 p.m. tonight. I'll be here with a guest. So, oh dear, Young Love 4020. Sorry to hear that. It is heartbreaking, right? Especially when people that, like the person who posted that, I love them. They're a good person. But their experience with, as I often say, the biggest obstacle to Christianity are Christians, right? And they see the work of the church, and then they equate that in a false equivalency with God, and well, it just doesn't work that way. Let's see what I will leave you with today. I think I will leave you with this one. This is again from Joe Ray and I, and the late Jim Rogers from, I think this is circa 1992. This was at the time probably one of our, I was going to say our biggest hits. It was the one doing the best at the time. So it's called In Your Eyes. We'll leave you with that. I'll see you again at 5 p.m. Thank you again, everyone, for joining me as you do regularly. I'm so delighted to have you here and be a part of the family. Thanks for adopting me as your crazy uncle in the basement. And welcome to the Poppy Cult. So, guys, have a terrific day. I'll see you back here this evening. And, yeah, rock on. Welcome to the Poppy Cult.
Remember the moment alone? Do you remember our heart left cold? I walk a lonely road until I find forgiveness. Do you remember that feeling inside? Do you remember the one left behind? I'll be there by your side if I could live forever. 'Cause I wanna find forgiveness, forgiveness in your eyes. I wanna live forever, forever in your eyes. I wanna see heaven, wanna see heaven in your eyes. Do you remember the promises made? Do you remember the one who was betrayed? Trying to show the way to live forever. Do you remember the trust that was made? Do you remember the tear wiped away? I'm waiting for the day that I see you in heaven. remember the peace you've known. I'll be at